What's poppin', man? Hope you guys have been doing great. Alright, so I'm gonna record a couple of videos today, so I don't know which I'm gonna upload first, but this is the first one that I'm recording. So anyway, yes, we're back. It's been quite some time. Actually, it's not really been too long, 2 months. But without any further ado, this video, we're gonna talk about this little confusion that a lot of people have actually had. Okay, it's not just one person, a lot of people have had this confusion. So let me bring this up here. And we can't zoom in for some reason. Okay, never mind. I would love to zoom in, but we can't. Sir, 22.40 is not a fresh left shoulder. So why are we marking it? Right, so I'm going to show you guys everything. So there's been a lot of confusion about, oh Avi, you've marked a hitch for a left shoulder, but it's already been tested. Why are you still marking it? Oh Avi, about like fresh and tested levels. That has been a huge area of confusion, and I'm not saying you people are slow or something. I may have been perfectly my fault for not explaining it properly during my first couple of videos. So I would love to come and revisit some of these older videos to give you guys a bit more clarity and clear you guys' doubts. All right, so this question, 22.40 is the timestamp. By the way, beautiful profile picture, fantastic. Sir, 2240. So the timestamp 2240, it's actually 2250, but anyway, this is what the person in the comment is talking about. Let me show you guys. Yeah, 22 minutes only actually. I spoke quite quick then. So over here we have ourselves the left shoulder. This is what that person in the comment section is speaking about. Avi, this right here has already been tested. This is a left shoulder that I've marked, by the way, in my horizontal line. This is a left shoulder that I've marked, and this person is confused. Why are you marking it? It's already tested. Now, before we talk about whether it's tested or not, we need to understand that the entry area for this level would be in this bearish wick right here. Can you guys see this wick that comes up, touches and goes down? This touch here would be where we look for our entry. Okay, so the reason why this individual may be confused about why this area is mentioned or marked is because he or she thinks that this wick right here, look at the mouse on my screen. This person thinks that this wick right here tests the left shoulder, and thus in the future, how dare we use it? It's already tested, it must be fresh. There's a test here, there's a test over here when price breaks and comes back down. So this is perfectly unfresh. This is already tested. Why are we still using it here in the future? Guys, to understand this, we need to understand how a left shoulder is created, because looking at a fresh or tested resistance or support is very easy, guys, right? So if we were to, for example, look at this buy sell candle, we would say, oh, this is a resistance and it's never been tested before, except for over here, price comes and breaks it, but it's never been tested before, right? Same thing with this buy sell candle resistance. It's never been tested here, except for right here. Okay, it's very easy for us to look at these things, right? Same thing with the support and the support. But what about left shoulders, both in a bearish example and in a bullish example? Again, once you are done with this video, I am 99% sure that you will not have this confusion ever again. All right, so how do we mitigate this issue? First, we need to understand how a left shoulder is created, and I'll be using a bearish example because I want to get you guys to understand this example right here. Okay, we will use a bearish example. So, where's my notepad? Right here. I'll be recording. Everything's good. Okay, fantastic. Now, left shoulder bearish. How is this created? Number one, you need to have a resistance. Number two, resistance needs to be broken. Must become support. A couple of my keys on my keyboard are not working. I have no idea why. I have to type them like a couple of times. All right, don't worry, we will revise this again. This will be, I wouldn't say this is going to be too long of a video, but trust me, this will be super helpful. Number three, this new support needs to be broken again. This is all that is required for you to understand how a left shoulder in a bearish example is created. Number one, there needs to be a resistance. To be a resistance. There needs to be a resistance, number one. Number two, this resistance needs to be broken. All right? And number three, so everybody knows, right? When a resistance gets broken, what does it become? A support, correct? This is all self-explanatory. So number two, the resistance that was created needs to be broken. Number three, once a resistance is broken, what does it become? It becomes a support. When this new support gets created, it needs to then be broken again. So it is a zone that is being broken twice. It is a resistance zone, number one. Number two, this resistance is being broken once, and then this level is again being broken right here in number three. So how do these words, this text, translate into a real world scenario? Okay, so I will show you guys on this example. So let me go and find this. It is right here. I can full screen this. Let me zoom in and let me draw a line. Correct? This is the area that we're talking about. Number one. Let's focus here, guys. Number one. There needs to be a resistance. Can we all agree that we have ourselves a resistance here? Number two, the resistance needs to be broken. Can we all agree? Can you see this is a resistance? Buy, sell, resistance, correct? Number two, the resistance needs to be broken. Can we see this white candle here? Grayish, bullish candle here. Comes and breaks it. Now, of course, a little bit more of a revision. What constitutes a break? A break of structure or a break of an SNR level must be with a body close. Just wicking it does nothing. See, this candle comes up here and wicks the resistance, buy, sell. Candle comes up and wicks it. It does not break anything. It just wicks it. It just tests it, right? But over here we have a break. So the resistance broken. Number two is done. Number one and two is done. Number one, a resistance must exist. Number two, the resistance must be broken. Okay? And number three, once this resistance is broken, what is it here? It becomes a support. So let me show you guys this. Here we have a resistance. Can we all agree? Buy, sell candle is a resistance, correct? Here we're testing it. No break has happened yet. And then boom, it breaks. Now, number one, resistance was created. And number two, the resistance was broken. Once the resistance is broken, what happens? It becomes a support. The support gets tested. But still, guys, at this point, is this a left shoulder? No, this is not a left shoulder yet. Okay? So remember, this is where the key comes in. Before the left shoulder is actually a left shoulder, we do not bother about how many times it's been tested. Now I know the next confusion you may have. So wait, Avi, I'm confused. So if it's a resistance, we still don't care if it's been tested. If it's a support, we still don't care if it's been tested. Guys, very simple. Let me put this down into the ground for you guys. Right here, price is a resistance. This candle is a resistance. We throw away the word support. We throw away the word left shoulder, blah, blah, blah. This is a simple traditional SNR buy, sell candle resistance. That's it. It's fresh. Now it's been tested. We don't bother about whether it's actually tested or whatever, okay? It's been tested. Has it been broken? No. Now it has been broken. Now when it's been broken, this resistance has been broken, we throw away the words resistance, left shoulder, all these other things. We bring in the word support. Once the resistance is broken, it becomes a support. That's it. Now the support gets tested. So the only thing that you're concerned about here is not, oh, is the left shoulder tested, but it's been, no. Throw those words out. The support has been tested. You can look for buys, whatever, all these things, okay? You can look for new storyline plays, whatever. The left shoulder is not even in the question. It's not even in the equation yet, okay? For this to become a left shoulder, guys, what do we need? We need this, which is now a support because why it broke, it's a support. We need it to break. We need the support to break. Now, what are we looking for? Just like this bullish candle broke the resistance, we need a bearish candle to come and break it. So let's see. Boom. Right here in this candle, we have broken the support. This is not a resistance, guys. This is a support. As of looking at the charts right now, this is a support. See, support. Why? Because the resistance that got broken up. What do we call this? This is a RBS. Resistance becomes support. That's what RBS stands for. And we break this support. Now, guys, finally, left shoulder has been created. Finally, left shoulder has been created. When was it created? Right here in this bearish candle once it closes. So the candle opens here, goes up, goes down, and closes. Once it's closed as a break, this is now a support that has been broken. Okay? Not just any support. This is an RBS that has broken. Because guys, look, this is a support here. Sell, buy. Price comes and it breaks here. Doesn't mean this is not a left shoulder, right, guys? You can look at this, we can tell. The left shoulder looks like what? Looks like this. This is a left shoulder. Okay? So notice how the first part of this drawing, right? The first part of this drawing is the resistance. Then the resistance gets broken and it becomes a support. Then the support, doesn't matter how many times, the support gets broken. Then this becomes the left shoulder. Doesn't matter if this gets broken. Stop creating hassles, my friends. Stop creating problems. We're focused on this being the left shoulder. That's it. Draw the line. Okay, the resistance got broken, is now a support. The support gets broken back again. The RBS gets broken. Now when we test, this will be a left shoulder. This is all. This is the entire thing. So now, once you've understood this, okay, so now you've understood the exact moment that this left shoulder was created. We understand it, right? Let's revise. It was here. Okay? Now I want you to answer the question. Knowing this, knowing the exact moment that the left shoulder was created, I want you to ask yourself whether these wickings, right here, these wickings, right? Whether these wicks constitute, meaning whether these wicks make this now left shoulder unfresh. See this left shoulder now? It's been tested here, correct? This zone. Does that mean it is unfresh? I want you to answer this question. The answer is obviously no. No what? No. These wicks have nothing to do with making this left shoulder unfresh. Unfresh means what? Never been tested before. In another way of saying this, in other words, this left shoulder has never been tested before. Never. If I move my screen right here, never been tested before. This test was when this area, this zone, was a resistance. Correct? See this test? This tested when it was a resistance. See this black candle and this bullish candle, the bearish candle and the bullish candle. These tests happened when this zone was a support. Understand? Now that we have the bearish candle breaking, only now this is a left shoulder. Only now we can say this is a left shoulder. And because now it's fresh, it's never been tested before, these wicks here mean nothing, my friends. Absolutely nothing. They don't mean anything. Until, boom. Until that touch, which is of course going to be where you're going to look to enter, correct? That's where you're going to look to take a sell trade. Understood? That is when this left shoulder gets tested. So now in the future, now if we were to drag this line, in the future, of course, now I won't be looking for a sell in here. Of course, because it's unfresh. And maybe I will look for higher levels. Okay, but that's besides the point. Of course, I wouldn't look at these areas for a sell. This area for a sell. Because, not because it's been tested here and tested here. No, because it's been tested here. Why here? Because this is the moment, this bearish candle was the moment that the left shoulder was created. And so conveniently, the very next day, see this was what? This was a Wednesday. You can see the day down here, guys. Underneath my cursor. Can you see Wednesday 17th August 22? Look at the bottom of your screen. On Wednesday, it broke and created the left shoulder. Wednesday, the left shoulder was created. And it's so convenient that on Thursday, we actually come and test this fresh left shoulder. Okay, guys? This is a very common misconception, a very common confusion that has been created. And it's very important that you guys get rid of it and clear your doubts, simply because you do not want to be missing very beautiful trades because of it. Okay? Guys, it's the same thing. These are all left shoulders. See, the only like super clean, easy to look at one is this. But you see this? It's the same thing that happens here. See, buy, sell, resistance. Can we look, guys? Focus on this real quick. Buy, sell equals what? Resistance. Oh, the resistance is tested. Yes, you're right. The resistance is tested. The resistance is tested. Now, this resistance gets broken. What happens when a resistance gets broken, my friends? It becomes a support. Not just any support, it becomes a RBS. Which is resistance becomes support. Okay? This is what an RBS stands for. Buy, sell, resistance. Resistance gets broken, becomes an RBS. Or yes, in layman's terms, it's a support. Now, once this RBS gets broken again, see, broke one time here, then again it gets broken, then and only then is this level constituted, or then only then is this level a left shoulder. And of course, it is absolutely fresh until we get, why can't I test? Until we get tested again. In this case, it just broke up. Fair enough, right? There's another reason. It's because of storyline change over here. That's why we just completely ignored this level and broke up. Anyway, that's not your concern. This left shoulder, now it's tested. But before this, never, ever. It's fresh, perfectly fresh. You guys may be wondering, oh, but it wicked here. Nope, perfectly fresh. This wick has to do when this zone was a resistance. When was it a resistance? It was a resistance right here. Look at my cursor. Buy, sell candle. Now it's a resistance. Resistance gets tested. Resistance gets broken, becomes a support. Support gets broken, becomes a left shoulder, my friends. I hope you understood this because it is so imperative that you do. Very, very important for you to understand this, what I'm just showing you guys right here. Same thing here in a bullish scenario, my friends. Let me not draw any lines just yet. Maybe it's actually better if I show you guys on a snipping tool. Give me just a second. So I hope you guys understood this, sir. 22.40 is not a fresh left shoulder, so why am I marking it? I hope you guys understood why I marked it. Okay, so let me get this. Now, let's focus here. We have a sell candle and then a buy candle. What does this make? This makes a, oh wow, you can't even control Z. That's crazy, bro. This makes a resistance. Or, excuse me, this is support. Excuse me. Let me say this one more time because you guys may get confused. I know I personally would. I'm a little bit of a slow learner, but I try. Okay? We have a sell candle and then a buy candle. This creates a resistance right about here. Okay? This support, not resistance. I'm going to say that again. Sell candle, buy candle creates a support. Okay? Same with this. Sell, buy creates a support. Okay? Sell, buy creates a support. Okay, now here, sell buy creates a support. This support gets tested. See, we have the first candle, we have the second candle, and we have the third candle. This third candle comes in and tests this support. Is it a left shoulder yet? We don't even have the word left shoulder in our brains right now. It's just a support. Once the support breaks, thanks to this candle, because this support breaks, this support becomes a resistance. Also known as what? Also known as an SBR. What does SBR mean? It means support becomes resistance. One more time. Sell buy, support created. Support gets tested. Okay, doesn't matter, nothing much happens. Boom, support gets broken. The support is now an SBR. Is now a SBR. Support becomes resistance. How? Because of the break, obviously. Now, this is a resistance here. This is an SBR. This is an SBR here. This SBR then gets broken. By what? By this candle here. This candle comes in and breaks the SBR, making it now a left shoulder. Now, this test here, we don't care. We don't care about this test. In the future, if some candle comes in and tests, then we will say, okay, this area is tested. What is the area? The left shoulder is tested. But until that happens, my friends, it does not matter. It simply does not matter. This is perfectly a fresh area. Okay, so again, sell buy, we have a support. We have a support created right here. The support then gets tested on the third candle. So the support was created on Monday, 18th of July, 2022. And now on Tuesday, 19th July, it gets tested. On Friday, the support gets broken, it becomes a resistance. And then on the following weeks, this is Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday, we break, and this becomes a resistance. And on Thursday, the resistance gets broken. This is an SBR, not just any type of resistance. This is an SBR. It gets broken again. Thursday 2021. Okay? Thursday 21. Support gets broken, becomes resistance. Resistance gets broken, becomes a left shoulder, my friends. For the future. It just so happens to be that none of the examples I've shown you is actually holding price, but you get the point. The whole point here is not to look at entry examples. The whole point here is for you to understand this confusion and make it something that isn't a confusion later on. Okay, now I'm going to give you guys another example that's a little bit more finicky. Let me just sip some of my drink here. Give me a second. All right, I'm going to give you guys another example. Okay, so look. Right there. Sell, buy, support. Bear with me here, guys. I've been saying resistance so long, so bear with me here. Sell, buy, support is created right here. This support, oh, okay, in this case, it was never tested later. Who cares? Doesn't matter, okay? Sell, buy, support. Support gets broken, becomes what, guys? It becomes SBR. Support becomes resistance. I want you guys to get used to saying this. SBR. Because it's not just any type of support. It is an SBR, specifically. Support breaks, becomes an SBR. This SBR is just existing, the SBR is existing, the SBR is existing, and then the SBR gets broken by a bullish candle. What happens here? SBR means resistance, right? Support break becomes resistance. Once that happens, once this bullish candle happens, this zone is now no longer a support, it is no longer a resistance, it is now a left shoulder. It is now officially a left shoulder. And when price comes and touches this area, because it's a left shoulder, price comes and touches this area, it's going to be an area of interest for us to try and find a potential entry. And what do you know? Price comes in and touches it, right? So we look for entries there. If we, again, then after this, now it's just a revision of everything we've talked about. Let's assume we didn't have the guts to enter over here, or maybe we simply missed an entry, or maybe it wasn't a part of our trading criteria for us to take touch trades or high risk trades. So what would you do? You would simply know you would treat this like a regular left shoulder support, right? Price comes, because a bullish left shoulder is a form of support. A bearish left shoulder is a form of resistance. It's just the path that price action takes to create these left shoulders and bearish and bullish left shoulders. The path that price action takes is very important for us to understand, so that we don't have confusions anymore about whether they're fresh, whether they're unfresh. Now guys, once price comes in and touches this, now this pink zone, this left shoulder, is finally unfresh. So let's assume we missed the entry, or maybe we took the entry. We would now say, oh look, daily, rejected daily. Then we'd go into the H4, then it's just the same SOP, daily, reject daily. We go ahead and we check out the H4. Oh, is there a break of structure? And then we find out, oh yes, I don't know which one, where it tested. I think it was over here. Right? We'd say, where's the break of structure? That was a break of structure. We would go over here, H4, then we go over to H1, and we start the refinement process. I don't know which one exactly touched which. I don't know whether it was here or here, but regardless, we will wait for the, okay, yeah, so this is when it touched. So we wait for this entire day to be over, so that we would have a what? So that we would have a daily reject daily. Daily rejected daily. Now on this candle, we're going to look for a retracement back into daily supports or into H4 supports for us to then look for entries, right? So it's the same old thing. Daily gets rejected, so we have over here this entire, from one place to another, this is the entirety of Friday. So once Friday is over, we had the daily reject daily, and we also happen to have the H4 break of structure. Now, once that's Friday done. Now on Monday, you can see down here, Monday, the 23rd of May, 2022. We have this break on Friday. Monday we retest this H4 right here. I don't think you can enter straight away. If you did, you would be in 21 pips drawdown, which is fine. Our SL is at 30 pips. But me personally, I would of course go ahead and refine that to our H1 level so that we can try and get as little drawdown as is realistic. Now from here, again guys, it's the same old topic. This was our H4. H4 resistance. This is our H4 resistance becomes support. Make this to the right. Right? Again, I'm going to show you guys this again. This is our H4 resistance becomes support. H4 is a resistance, breaks becomes an RBS support. Okay, now let's go back to H1. If you guys can't keep up, clearly you aren't up to this mark of fundamental understanding, because it's very easy understanding. So revise. Okay? If you're able to keep up, good for you. Happy for you. So what can we see? This is the H4 RBS, fresh. We can of course just take an entry right off the bat over there. Nothing wrong with that. Or we can start refining. What are some other areas that we can look at over here? We have ourselves this right here. We have a left shoulder. We have this open close. And we have this open close that's even further down below, and we have a bunch of other ones. Now I know what you, and of course you have the pinnacle right here. Now I know what you guys are wondering, Avi, how do you know which one to enter from? Simply pick one or two, or pick an area where there are a bunch of zones in that same area. That's how you use multi-time frame, right? Multiple zones in one time frame, multiple time frames in one zone. It's a vice versa thing. So we can see this is our H4, right? If you can do the math on it, oh, I'm fine with the 20 so pip drawdown, you're okay with it, then fine. Me personally, I would try and pick probably either 1, 2, or I would pick this one right here, right? This one right here, because it's sort of beneath the left shoulder and stuff. But I don't want to go too far down because price can simply touch this H4 RBS and fly, right? So I'll try and just pick about 2 zones and then I'll go for that. So maybe I'll miss this entry and I'll get this entry right here. Okay, of course there's nothing wrong with you entering off of here because this is a H1 embedded within a H4 RBS. Nothing wrong with taking this buy at all. This is simply a left shoulder embedded within a H4 RBS. Nothing wrong with taking this again. And you can see how the principle manifests even on the lower time frame. When you have yourself a left shoulder, we have ourselves a sell, buy, support. Support gets tested, but we're not interested in that. The support then gets broken. This is now an SBR. A support break become resistance. Price comes and tests it. We don't care about that, but as you can see, price reacted and sold off from it. Now, this is an SBR. It's 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 an SBR. And boom! It is no longer an SBR. This is now officially a left shoulder, a bullish left shoulder, aka a support. and price comes in. See, it's fresh. See this candle right here where my cursor is on? The wick never touched it. It's perfectly fresh. This candle that my cursor is on, Saturday the 21st, May 2022, that is when this zone, this SPR, officially got converted into being a left shoulder. This candle right here. This candle would be nice if price came and immediately touched it, but that's not what happened. Monday, the following week, price comes in, touches the area, and flies off. And that is all that there is to this, my friends. I hope you guys can understand this. I hope you guys can pick this up. I would love to show you guys more examples, but my eyes are not picking it up at the moment. Now, another thing that I want you guys to understand as well, here's another thing, right? If you have, like in this case, if you have an area such as, let me see if I can find an example, such as this. What is this? Buy, sell, I'm talking about a support, by the way. Buy, sell, resistance gets broken. This becomes a RBS, it's an area for buying. And what about this? Sell, buy, this is a support, becomes an area for buying. You guys can clearly see that these wicks have touched this area, am I right? So you would consider this unfresh or tested. We can't enter for this anymore. You consider this tested already. It's already been tested. Okay, the reason why I say it's already immediately been tested when a wick comes and touches it is because we're on the H1 time frames, my friends. We're on the H1 time frame. So there is no lower time frame for us to look on for a storyline. With a daily, let's say you have Monday, Tuesday being a buy-sell candle, right? And then Wednesday, price comes and touches the buy-sell candle, which is a resistance. Price comes and touches that on Wednesday, but the H4 doesn't do a bearish breakout. Then obviously we can still consider that daily zone as being fresh because there's no storyline that started from it. You see what I'm trying to say? So in this case, if a lower time frame, so let's assume that we had ourselves a H1 that is tested, but this H1 is within a higher time frame fresh level, then it's still valid. Then it's still a valid area for us to buy or sell from. See, this is a tested H1, but if this tested H1 is within a daily fresh, it's still perfectly, you're still perfectly valid to enter from there. I can't exactly look for an example right now off the top of my head. It's just something I wanted to add in for you guys. I'll most definitely try and schedule another video about this so you guys can be more clear about it. It's really easy to understand, but I will schedule a video so that you guys can be more clear about this for sure. But for this video, I just want you guys to understand how the left shoulders work, when the left shoulders are considered unfresh, and when they are still considered fresh. Like in this one, buy, sell, resistance. Resistance actually gets tested right here, guys. If you observe, oh, it doesn't actually get tested. Okay, then you're fine. Then you're just perfectly fine. Now it becomes resistance becomes support, and then the support gets broken, and now this is officially a left shoulder. Just like that. It's the exact same thing, guys. It's the exact same thing. We just need this thing to happen, right? And you need to know at this point where it breaks, only then is this left shoulder. So everything that happens before, whatever test that happens over here, literally does not matter. It has nothing to do with whether the left shoulder has been tested or not, because the left shoulder wasn't even created back during that time. And my friends, I think that wraps this video up. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys took something away from this. And I'll see you guys in the next video, which I'll record right after this actually. So yeah, let's see how long we've been. 30 minutes, perfectly fine. See you guys in the next one, man. Peace out.